Greetings, everyone. This is Kim Turcott of kimturcott.com, and I am here today with your Moon Magic energy forecast for the full moon in Virgo, which is happening on March 7th at 7:40 a.m. Eastern Time. And before I jump into the full moon forecast, I really want to just talk about the energy of March of 2023. This month has many different astrological movements, along with the spring equinox, which is happening on or around the 20th or 21st of March, depending on where you live in the world. And this is the time of year where we meet the balance point, okay? And the day and the night are of equal length. And then we have this tipping point into the light half of the year. So I feel like that's really a significant energy in March. It's a pivot point. I know I've talked about this in a couple of my videos in the past, but the energy this month is, it's a culmination of everything that has been happening for the last several years. So we've all had our challenges, with everything that's happened since March of 2020 through this month. All of those challenges, all of those obstacles, they were all opportunities for growth. We have been challenged in so many ways. We've been health challenges, emotional challenges, community challenges, and we have had the opportunity, and we've kind of been pushed to really look at who we are, what we want in our life, what's important to us, how we interact with our community, how we are affected by our community, what it is that what's really important to us. Everything that's gone on has really made us look at what is it that we truly want to put our energy and focus towards, and how can we do that? And so now we have this beautiful and powerful full moon in Virgo, and we're in Pisces season. So we talked about this a little bit in my new moon forecast a couple of weeks ago. Pisces is really, to me, it's all about intuition. It's about emotion. It's about going within. It's a very spiritual sign. So we're being called to expand through our spirituality. Does that make sense? So it's about learning to trust our intuition and our own inner knowing, and being willing to trust in the support of a higher power, in the divine, and ultimately to step into the flow of life. Okay, so we've had lots of obstacles, and we're being asked now to step into the flow, to trust. And this full moon in Virgo, so Virgo is basically, it's about organization. It's that task list. It's having a plan. And when we are at a choice point, when we're at a pivot point in our lives, we need to make a choice to either continue on living the way that we've been living, or we have the opportunity to make a choice to do something different. That is the essential energy of this full moon. The thing is that it's not just about the choice. It is about making an actual commitment to that choice. That's where the Virgo energy comes in. We can make the choice, but if we don't make the commitment and begin to take action steps, be organized, move forward, we're going to essentially stay stuck. So the other big thing that's happening, and it's happening just about an hour after the full moon, the full lunation happens, is Saturn is moving into Pisces. It has been in Aquarius for the last 3 or so years, And we are now, Saturn is the taskmaster. So Saturn pushes us forward. It gives us the energy to shake things up, to do something different. And so this energy is happening right at the same, pretty much the same time as this full moon lunation. Like it's amazing. It's so supported. You moving forward, right, is being fully supported. And we have an opportunity for expansion and about choosing to step into the divine flow, to really look at all those obstacles that we have faced, particularly in the past 3 years. How have they shaped us? What were the gifts in those experiences? And how can we utilize that information and those experiences to inform where we want to go next? The world, there's a very expansive energy happening. And later in the month, we have other astrological opportunities that are also supporting this expansion and this movement and this growth. And so we're at that point, as much as by the full moon as by this movement of Saturn into Pisces. So literally tipping point. And that Saturn will remain in Pisces for the next 3 years. So this really is a choice point for you to define how you will move forward, particularly in the next 3 years. What will you choose? Will you choose to continue to stay in that space that we've been in of challenge, of struggle, of lower energies, right? Or will you choose the higher road, I guess, right? A more spiritually aligned path where you are listening and partnering with the divine and experience what that will do for you. When you choose that and you commit to that, it is going to put you into that divine flow. It's going to allow those synchronicities that we talked about that I talked about in the new moon in Pisces video. It's going to really open that up, and that is going to move you forward in ways that you couldn't possibly imagine. But it's not just about the choice, it's about the commitment. So that is where you want to tap into that support from the Virgo energy of, aligning what you're doing, your actions, with what your choice is. Okay. We can all say that we choose something, but if we don't actually commit to taking actions that are divinely, spiritually, emotionally, physically aligned with those choices, nothing is going to change. And the thing is that the other energy, the shadow energy of Virgo, there's a hint of perfectionism there, right? It's about getting everything right. And one of the big lessons of this choice point in this transition is knowing that you're not going to get it right every time, that each experience informs our next experience. That is what divine flow is. It's not about getting it right all the time. It's about choosing and taking action aligned with that choice. And it may not work out 100% favorably in every case, but whatever that experience is, it's going to inform your next choice point and your next experience. And eventually it refines so that you do get it right. Every single experience, as long as you stay committed to that path of divine flow, of listening to your intuition, of taking care of you, right? I think all of us would love to see some changes in the world, and can feel like we can feel overwhelmed by everything that's happening. And we may sit here and think, what can I do? Like, I can't change the world. And that's the truth. You can't change the world, but you can change your world. And in order to do that, you have to make that choice and make that choice, then make the commitment to divinely aligned action. We have such an opportunity here. I feel so much joy and so much expansion. I'm not saying that there won't be any setbacks. Again, the important thing is making the choice and then continuing to make those aligned action steps, right? Towards that. You're not always going to get it right. And the big thing about this is really tapping into that, because we're at the full moon in Virgo, that opposing energy of Pisces, that gentleness with yourself. It's about compassion, about self-love. It's about taking care of you, right? Because when the only thing that we can change is our own self and our own world. But when we do that, that does absolutely have an effect on the people around us and the situations around us. So it's about committing and recommitting to that path of spiritual growth, of spiritual expansion, of healing, of letting go of what no longer serves us, of trusting enough to step into the divine flow and the miracle of life. It's about stepping into your magic. That is what this month is all about. It's about stepping into your magic. And it's just so, so supported. So this begins with the full moon on March 7th, and then it is completely supported through the rest of the month. So it's almost like the energy from this full moon is kind of a little bit on steroids, and it is being, pumped up with other astrological events in that spring equinox that I talked about earlier in the video. Really, are you ready to step into your magic? Are you ready to truly let go of all the things, or let go of I want to say, like, the negative viewpoint of what's happened? Like, it's easy to get caught up in the dreariness of, oh my God, this happened and this happened and then this happened. And oh my God, woe is me, right? It's easy to get caught up in that. And quite honestly, our culture supports that in a lot of ways, right? But if you at this point can shift that, can pivot from the woe is me to what did all of those challenges and obstacles, what opportunities did it create for me? What did I learn? What did the pain that I experienced, what did it bring forward in me? What can I do now to move forward on my path? When we have those hard lessons in life, when we have painful experiences, it only brings the experiences we want to have into more clarity, because by having an experience that doesn't feel good to us, we have that experience of saying, oh no, that doesn't feel good. I don't want any more of that. I think I want this instead. And then we make a choice and we take action, and we might get a little bit of what we want, but we might not get it fully. So we say, oh, I liked this part of that experience, but I didn't like this part of that experience so much. What's the choice I'm going to make now? Okay, this is where I want to go. Then I'm going to take these steps to get there. And each step you take, again, it's that refinement. That's where we are. This is a big choice point, right? And what are you going to commit to? Are you going to stay stuck in the woe is me energy, or are you going to finally break free from that and be willing to step into your magic, to trust that you're divinely supported, and also embrace a gentleness with yourself that knows that Virgo energy is not going to get that perfectionism that it wants. It's impossible. We're not perfect. We're not meant to be perfect. And we need to learn to have compassion with ourselves. And again, use any experiences that we've had where we feel like we've failed, right? To inform our next decision so that we can make it better. All we can ever do is be in the current moment. We can look at where we've come from, look at what we've experienced, decide if it's what we want or not, and then make a choice to either stay there or do something different and move forward. And that's the energy of this full moon. That's the energy of March. I encourage you to really sit with yourself and be honest. Are you ready to step into your magic? And what are you going to do about it? And then not only saying, yeah, I'm ready, but also taking the actions to do so. I promise you, the world will open up to you and you will begin to experience amazing things. It happens every day in my life, every time I make a choice. And let me tell you something, there's going to be fear, because that is part of change, right? Moving into something that's unknown, pushing ourselves outside our current comfort zone. It's uncomfortable, and there's fear that comes up with that. But if you stay committed to that stepping into your magic, you will find a way and it will flow. And at the end of it all, you will find yourself in a place of prosperity and abundance and health and healing and growth and wisdom. And that is what I wish for you. Many, many blessings on your path. And as always, if you have found any nuggets of wisdom in this video, if you've enjoyed it, if you continue to enjoy my full and new moon Magick energy forecasts, I ask you to go ahead, click the like button, and then click the subscribe button so that you're notified each time I release a new video. So many blessings to you as you step into your magic. Blessed be.